Good morning, Aries. Today is June 15th. This is my third time trying to film this because my camera kept shutting off, which it's never done that before, and which is right in line with these unprecedented times that we are dealing with right now. Now, the energy for this week is a little bit tense. Jupiter has moved into Cancer. Mars is going to move into Virgo, and then the Sun will move into Cancer at the end of the week. Now, whenever anything is in Cancer, as well as Mercury's already there, we have to remember that it follows the lunation. So that's why things can feel incredibly schizophrenic for a while. I mean, at the very least, the next month, but with Jupiter there for at least the next year. And just a reminder, as we read all these things in release, yes, as we read release and new beginnings, as we read all these things that are happening in the news and around the world, that these are unprecedented times. We have Saturn in Aries, we have Uranus about to move into Gemini, we have Pluto in Aquarius for the first time in our lifetime. This is all par for the course, right? This is a very revolutionary moment in time. And of course, before revolution starts, people have to be provoked enough to want to fight back. And so that's kind of what's going on right now. Now, in our own lives, let's go ahead and take a look and see at the energies that are coming at us for this week. What is the overall energy for? Okay. Right. Flow. Now, again, we've talked about this being some crazy energies. And as I was doing this, as I was starting to get ready to do the reading, the concept of grounding really came in strongly, right? Because there's a lot going on. We can get swept away in what's happening, go to dark places in our mind. And so it's important to ground down so that you feel a sense of stability while also allowing yourself to move with what's happening at a pace that doesn't feel overwhelming to you. Now let's see the challenge energy for the week. Oh, okay. All right, so we have the Three of Wands here, experiencing. So I said about grounding, right? And she's holding onto a tree, which is channeling her energy down into the core, so that she can allow things to flow through her, right? To be both a channel, but in order to do so, you have to be anchored somewhere. So this just goes to kind of reiterate what I was saying before about going with the flow, moving forward, but finding your sense of stability and groundedness in something, right? The English in World War II had that famous saying, keep calm and carry on. Because obviously history is made in the day to day. Let's get the lesson. Okay, Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Now that's an interesting add to this sort of trio here because it thinks about, okay, so I was just going through this in my own self, right? I work in marketing and communications, and we are at the mercy of the platform's algorithm. And so let's say Instagram decides to start messing with things and they want to test something out. Well, that throws off all of my numbers, right? Which has effects on our business, on our plans and stuff like that. And it can take just one Instagram algorithm shift to force me to rethink my entire year's strategy. Now, I can't do that if I'm running around like a headless chicken. I have to take a step back, extrapolate myself from that energy, and try and see things with a bigger picture. Because if I try and respond to it in a micro fashion, I never get ahead of it. If I ground down and say, okay, hold on, let's take a step back, let's think, what can I do big picture? How can this manifest here? How can that manifest there? Right? So instead of trying to deal with the little teeny tiny fires going off in our existence on a day-to-day basis, to take a step back and be like, okay, how do I rethink this? What is the new information that I've been given, and how do I need to shift my response to it? And you can't do that. You can't see things clearly. You can't get the messages that are coming to you, because this is all like, transfer of information. And here she's receiving through the trees, which are notorious symbols for wisdom, wisdom of the ages as well. So to get your bearings right this week, and to really sort of create a strategy for how you're going to approach this time in your life, whether it be work, personal, romantic, whatever it is, it's asking you to take a step back, ground down, and look at things from a bigger picture, or at least be in a still, calm, peaceful space, so that the messages can come to you, right? Instead of being reactive, to be peaceful in order to be responsive. Let's get 3 cards for the week. All right, so we start with an 8 of Cups here. 2 more cards, please. Another 8. Interesting. Okay, so lots of stuff coming at us, of course. We're trying to move on, and there's lots of information moving. 8 also being ruled by the Strength card in the Major Arcana, right? Which is talking about rationality over emotions, right? So this is a time that you really want to get your emotions into check. Like I said, it's about responding and not reacting. And what else do we have here? All right, we've got, oh, holy shit, an 8 of Pentacles. So 3 8s, that's wild. And an Emperor, who is, of course, a multiple or a divider of 8. Okay, so yes, this is very much lots of stuff coming at you. And again, the Strength card is here without being here. There is a moving on, right? A shift in your environment, or a place, like you are trying to move to a better place or to a new place, or you are being forced out of the space you are in, energetically, spiritually, romantically, politically, whatever it is. There is a movement out of what is familiar. Lots of information coming at you, and lots of things to tackle all at once. Now, the focus of this one is that, yes, there's 8 there, but he's dealing with it one at a time, right? So kind of like head down, focused, very keep calm, carry on, in order to gain this sense of power, strength, composure, and mastery, right? And we do that by being still, by being strong, by not chasing, by keeping our energies balanced, grounded, rooted, powerful, and allowing the information that we need to find us. All right, I'm gonna do, I don't want that one, I want something else. I'm gonna go, is this the one I like? No, sorry. Where's that deck? Here it is. All right, this is not what I wanted, but evidently this is the one I was meant to have. All right, let's get some final words of advice. Oh, this reading is short and sweet. I mean, it's pretty clear. Everything's really focused. Okay. We have alchemy, spells. Let's see what this says. All right, something you hold dear, a relationship, a job, an interest, an object, or even yourself, will transform mysteriously into something even more precious to you. The spells card indicates that you are starting to discover the possibilities the art of transformation offers you. Possibilities you hadn't even realized were out there. As you learn more, right, you will find your needs change and an evolution takes place, right? And I talked about this. This is moving out of one space and into another, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, romantically, etc., etc. You find your needs change, and a kind of evolution takes place where you find you desire only what is best for yourself. You have the Midas touch right now. Your standards and expectations become so pure that whatever you touch turns to metaphoric gold. You will be supported in gaining a new sense of self-worth, which will draw all that you deserve and desire directly to you. Remember, I said you have to get into this space, this sense of calmness, power, mastery, so that it can find you, so that the information can find you, the understanding can find you, because it's floating out there. And if you're, too busy doing other things, you miss it. So it says the incantation here is hubble bubble stirring well, transforming all by my spell, changing, growing by hour, beholds the alchemical power. It says this is a time of great transformation. All is turning out beautifully. You have the power to change a situation. Believe in your self-worth. Have positive expectations. You have the ability to succeed. Your pure intentions are key. Okay, so very interesting. So we have to ground down, get ourselves calm, like understand, I started off this reading talking about how we are in a revolutionary space and time, individually, as a collective. And in order to gain the most, to maximize, to channel that strength as things shift and we focus on working on them, we have to gain a sense of personal power so that what needs to happen, or the lessons that we are meant to learn, or the indications for our next steps on this path, come from a place of wisdom, come from a place of co-creation, and that they're not knee-jerk reactions, right? Or instinctive, like, flare-ups. We want to be very calm and conscious in this moment right now so that we can hear what is best for us, right? Because there's a lot of stuff going on and it can be overwhelming. And so the other thing I was thinking about is that, a 4 is the 8 divided by 2. So it's like there's too much going on right now, and only half of it is important, you know. So it's like, you don't have to, if you spend a lot of time on social media, like, you don't have to respond to all the comments, kind of thing. Choose what's best for you, choose what's wisest, choose what's important, what needs to be focused on, instead of trying to do everything at once. And in order to understand what that is, to be able to discern the information that will give you that self-mastery, that will give you that strength, you need to be in a calm space so that you can hear what it is, so that you can be in tune with yourself and with the universal wisdom. Like, if this person was like running around, she wouldn't be able to like tap into the energy of that tree, right? So really finding a calm space, a centered energy, so that you can hear from within and from without what's the next step on your transformative journey. Okay? Hope this was helpful. Wishing you all a very good week. And I will see you next time. Take care.